Hey everybody, this is Matt back from RVTravelAdventures.com, and today we're talking about Oleno State Park, just north of Gainesville, Florida. We're going to take it through our standard 5-star rating system. First of all, we're going to take a look at the overall ease of entry, how easy it was for us to get into the park and the site itself, overall site size, how private the sites were within the campground, activities within the park, hiking, water sports, restaurants, uh, amenities within the park, the bathhouse, power, sewer, dump stations, any stores or roads, any nearby attractions in the area outside of the park itself. Then we're going to rate it on, would we stay here for a week? Was there enough to keep us entertained for a week-long stay? And then just an overall gut reaction, and we'll give you a score at the end. Okay, so let's walk through these categories. As far as ease of entry, our particular site was kind of difficult to get into. We had a hard time backing our truck and trailer in. We had a split rail fence directly across from the entrance to our site, which we barely cleared trying to back in. The road itself leading into the campground is fairly narrow and has some low-lying trees, so bigger rigs are definitely going to have to take it slow and make sure you're watching your clearances getting into these sites. Some of the sites were definitely hard to get into. The overall site size for our site was fantastic. It was well defined with a split rail fence, plenty of room for our setup. However, there were a lot of sites as we walked around the campground that were much smaller and did not have a whole lot of room to move around. So you'll want to pay attention on the campground listings as far as the site width, site depth, to make sure you've got a little bit of room to walk around. There's also two campgrounds, the Magnolia Campground and the Dogwood Campground. We were in the Magnolia Campground. The Dogwood side tended to be a lot more tent camping and even tighter to get into than the side we were on. Our overall site privacy was pretty good. We could see through to the back to our neighbor's campsite, but never really spent much time on that side. And on the front side of us, we did have a little bit of brush between us and the next campsite. So they were well spaced, it was quiet, so we really didn't have any problem with the privacy. As far as activity within the park, this is a fantastic park if you like to go for a hike. There's a suspension bridge as well as a little historic area that walks you through the history of the area. There's a nice long hike between the different springs. So definitely a lot to do, plenty of biking and hiking trails within the park. There is also a ton of activities in the area, lots of springs, lots of urban areas, shops, restaurants, so definitely worth getting out and exploring. We went to about 5 or 6 different springs all in the same day, just driving around to check them out. You're right in the heart of the north central Florida natural springs area. So definitely want to leave some time to get out and explore the area if you enjoy checking out those natural springs. The park itself had the bathhouse was fine. It was well kept. It was a little bit older. No sewer in the sites, but there was a nice clean dump station, no issues at all. The roads were in great shape except for when you got back into the actual campground. They were a little tight. No real store or anything to speak of, but overall the park was very well equipped. As far as would we stay here for a week, we ranked it pretty high, mainly because of all the hiking trails within the park, the fact that the springs are in the area. You can spend more than a day just driving around and checking all the local springs. There's a Walmart and gas stations and grocery stores not too far down the road, so it's definitely a beautiful spot, and we definitely could see ourselves staying here for a longer stay. Our overall reaction was good. We really enjoyed our stay here. It was a little bit farther from our house for a weekend stay, but a doable drive. And once we were there, we didn't regret it. It's definitely on our list of places to go back, to check out the springs, take advantage of some of the hikes that we didn't have time to do while we were there, and really enjoy this beautiful section of Florida. So if you're looking to spend some time on your way headed south to South Florida or on your way back up, this is definitely a great place to stop for a few days and check out the real natural Florida. All right, so let's look at our overall stay. Ease of entry, we give it 1.5 stars just because of the tight roads and the tight site we were in. However, our site size got 4 stars. It was a great site. Site privacy, also gave it 4 stars. We had plenty of privacy in our spot. Park activities was 4, plenty of hiking and biking, all the things we like to do. The amenities were 3.5, a little bit older, but all the stuff was there. Nearby attractions, 4. We love the natural springs. Would we stay here for a week? Again, 4 stars. We ran out of time on our weekend and wanted more. Overall reaction, we give it a 4.5 stars, which gives us an overall park ranking of 4 stars. Again, this is Matt from RVTravelAdventures.com. Thanks for checking in with us, talking about Oleno State Park. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and right here on YouTube for more tips and tricks. Be safe, guys. We'll see you out there on the road.